Hi guys, how you doing? My name here is Grace and I'm also a nutritionist, and welcome back to this video where I'm going to be sharing with you very critical and very important topics that I feel it's good to address them and showcase my expertise in this kind of topics. So today we are going to be talking about what you need to know about women hormones, or what you need to know about balancing hormone. Sorry for the noises, but balancing hormone is quite a very big issue, especially among women. There are so many cases of hormonal imbalances. We have so many cases that are associated with the hormonal imbalances, such as polycystic ovarian syndrome. We have fibroids, endometriosis, and so many others. Even thyroid issues are also issues to do with hormones, pre-diabetes. All these things are affect our hormones in one way or another. So I'm just going to be highlighting like what you need to know, key things that you need to know about balancing your hormones. And I'm going to give it from a nutrition background, and just want to let you know that this video is for education purposes, and you definitely need to be seeing your physician or your doctor for treatment or for guidance, but this is for education purposes only, and I hope that we learn something. So some of the signs that might warrant you to know that you have hormonal imbalances include, and are not limited to, so you might have what is known as weight gain or belly fat that is increasing. Then you might also experience acne that is quite persistent, so that can be hormonal. You can also be having issues with your period, such that you're having very short period cycles, or you're having very long period cycles, or you're even having no periods at all, or missing periods. Another thing is either you're having extreme painful cramps during your periods, which is an indication of hormonal imbalance. Other things include headaches, fatigue, unexplained fatigue, and even sometimes anxiety and depression. They are also connected to hormonal imbalances. So when we are talking about hormonal imbalances, there are so many hormones that come to play, and of course the female sex hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and then there is also to some extent testosterone, and then there is prolactin, there is thyroid, there is insulin. So there is also cortisol. So it's quite a number of hormones that are involved that can go either way. So it is not given that when you have a hormonal imbalance, it's just estrogen and progesterone. These hormones are connected in a way. So when we are talking about hormonal imbalances, we are talking about sometimes you can have an imbalance of all these hormones that I've mentioned, or a few, and that's why it's important to get checked and just know which hormones are affecting you and in what way. So when it comes to hormone balance, there is no one size fits all approach, but there are some foundational recommendation that can get you started on the journey for hormonal balancing. So there are some things that you can start doing. There's some tweaks in your diet or in your lifestyle that can help you get started in your hormone healing or in your hormone balancing journey. And also another thing to note is that nutrients really come to play when it comes to hormone balancing. You might think it is not it, and because I know there are other therapies for hormonal imbalances, such as birth control, things to boost your metabolism, but that is not all. Even your nutrition comes to play when it comes to hormonal balancing, and hormones actually do require nutrients, as you're going to be talking about what nutrients and how they impact our hormone balance. So number one thing that I want us to understand is that women function best in a well-fed state. And by this, I mean that Well-fed state is a situation where you are consuming the major food groups, that is the major nutrients that are called macronutrients, such as carbohydrates, protein, and fat. And they have, all of them have a role in our hormone balance. They either support our metabolism, they support either hormone production, like in the case of fats. Healthy fats are responsible in hormone production. Carbohydrates are very, very key for proper thyroid function, for proper liver function, for brain health, and so forth. So you avoiding one macronutrient in your diet, so that you are thinking that it's going to help you, you find that it doesn't work on the long run. So you need to incorporate all these macronutrients. At the same time, include the micronutrients, that is the minerals such as magnesium, zinc, selenium, potassium. All of those are just some of the micronutrients that your hormones require for proper functioning. And then, after knowing that, you need also to focus on another key aspect, which is supporting your liver functioning, or what is known as detox pathways, because the liver is just one of the detox pathways, but also there is the skin, there is the bladder, there is also our bowels, or how we pass our poop. So you need to support these detox pathways properly. And of course, I'm going to do a separate video on how you can show some love to your liver. But it's very important to support the functioning of the liver, because the liver is responsible for regulating sex hormones, thyroid hormones, and adrenal hormones. So you need to make sure that you are sweating, you are incorporating some movement here and there, you are having bowel movements each and every day, not only once but up to 3 times a day, so that you can enhance detoxification of excess hormones in your body. Then number 2 aspect for hormone balance that you need to understand is balancing our blood sugar levels. I know blood sugar balance is only harder for people that have diabetes or pre-diabetes, but when you balance your insulin levels, it's going also to help balance your sex hormones. So balancing your blood sugar is actually a very foundational or fundamental aspect of hormonal balance. And the way you can do that is, again, to make sure that the meals that you're having are balanced. They have the carbohydrates in the right ratio, they have the protein in the right ratio, and they have the fats in the right ratio. And also you make sure that you are eating in a more regular pattern, other than eating just anyhow, like going for long hours without eating, or eating each and every other minute. So you need to come up with a consistent schedule for your meals, for your healthy meals, so that you can support blood sugar balance if you're having hormonal imbalances. And there's so much about blood sugar balance, but that is just on the highlight. You need to work on your blood sugar balance. And then number 3, I'm going to emphasize on the aspect of including carbohydrates, and I'm talking about healthy carbohydrates, because healthy carbohydrates have been shown as the culprit to so many things, including hormone health, but that is not the case. You'll find that this nutrient is very important for the proper functioning of what I've mentioned: the thyroid, the liver, the brain. So you need a good amount of it. Of course, there is a danger of doing it in excess, and also there's a danger of doing it very little. So you need to strike a balance of the carbohydrates that you are having in your meals, but sure, you need your carbohydrates. They are very important in regulating our hormones. So you need to ditch the low carb or those fat diets that promote just taking of vegetables or one food group over taking everything in moderation and in the right ratios. So that is number 3. And then number 4 is getting in your minerals in check, because now these are also very important aspects of balancing our hormones. So minerals, like I've mentioned, you need to put in a balance of magnesium, potassium, zinc, selenium, and you can only get a good balance if you're eating a variety, especially vegetables and fruits, seeds and nuts will give you most of these micronutrients or minerals that you require in a day. So minerals are very important. There is also what is known as adrenal cocktails. These are like concoction of like a fruit juice, like orange juice, combined with coconut water, something that has a lot of minerals. So these are just some of the foods that can give you a lot of minerals, even including the legumes and the whole grains in your diet will actually give you the macronutrients that your body requires on a daily basis. And then number 5 is to make sure that to watch out on toxins or exposure to toxins. So you need to make sure that you're eliminating toxins in your life. So you can do so by eliminating the usage of fragrances. Fragrances are just a lot of chemicals that can affect our estrogen levels and affect our hormone balance. So you need to go for natural deodorants over the synthetic fragrances. When it comes to plastics, of course, we can't avoid the usage of plastics in our today life, but we can minimize the usage of plastic, especially avoid heating plastics, the ones for warming food. Make sure that you are using an alternative like a glass container instead of warming with a plastic container. Then making sure that you are taking water that is legit, water that is filtered, water that is clean and safe for use, because just taking tap water each and every day, it will contain microplastics, which can also get into our system and alter our hormone balance. So those are just some of the ways you can eliminate toxins in our lives. You need to make sure that you are also doing some breathing exercises and you are getting in touch with nature as much as possible so that you can breathe fresh air. So toxins do play a very big role in interrupting our hormone balance. So you need to make sure that you are trying to do away, even with pesticide. Like if you can get alternative of organic products, then that would make a very big change into your hormone balance journey. And then another key aspect that you need to incorporate in your hormone balancing journey is light. Of course, here in the country, we are in January, we have a lot of light. Make sure that you get your light exposure in the morning and even in the evening. So that means getting outside and just soaking yourself into the nature. It's very important. Then another key aspect is stress reduction. It's very key because stress can affect our cortisol levels, which in the other hand can affect our progesterone levels and increase our estrogen levels. So you need to make sure that you get hold of stress as much as possible. Especially as women, we are quite sensitive to stressors. So, unlike our men counterparts, so you need to make sure that you at least incorporate some stress reduction strategies in your life so that you can have healthy or balanced hormones. So there are so many different ways, like having a community, having someone that you can talk to in case of a problem, and going for nature walks and something like that. They are just some of the stress reduction strategies. Even just resting, if you're just going about your hustle, you have that hustle culture, it's sometimes very wise for you to like just sit down and relax and take that nap, sleep, and that will help your body to be well nourished. So it's not every time that you are up and down, it's not every time you are solving each and everyone's problem. So sometimes you need to prioritize yourself, show yourself some self-love, and it's going to reflect also on your hormone balancing journey. And then something else very important that is also connected to stress management is sleep. Sleep is underrated. It has a lot of benefits. in the current economy and life and world, people have a lot of things to do. People are taking on 2, 3 jobs so that they can earn a living. But it's important to incorporate sleep and make sure that you are having enough of it. And one way that you can make sure that you are having enough sleep is making sure that you have healthy night routines, such that you are able to get to bed latest by 11 p.m. and then you are going to wake up minimum 7 hours later. So that is a very good timeline for you to have what is known as quality sleep. And then another routine you can adapt is making sure that you switch off the light, you get off your phone or the scrolling of your phone or of your iPad and something like that, so that you can prepare your brain mentally that I'm about to sleep, and you just get to bed. Also make sure that your room is not having all manner of too much lighting. It's very important to have like a dark room that is silent. So sleep is very important for happy hormones. And then number 8 or number 9 is move your body. So that is known as exercise or workout. You need to incorporate it. It's important. It's a good lifestyle thing to incorporate. So you need to make sure that you're moving your body and not into the extreme or not doing anything at all. So you need to strike a balance. So you need to adapt to an exercise that your body can enjoy doing. So for my case, I like to indulge myself in either strength training or just taking walks in the nature, and having a step count watch that I usually do a target of minimum 5,000 all the way to 10,000 steps per day, so that I can also support my metabolism, I can achieve a healthy weight, and also I can achieve a balance in my hormones. So it's very important to do something that is sustainable. And we all know that you cannot start gym in January and you're not going to afford it in February. You're not going to manage it because of your schedule. So you need to incorporate something that is sustainable, that is enjoyable, and something like that. So movement is very, very key. And then eat enough. I've talked about nutrients. You need to eat enough. You need to make sure that you have a regular way of eating, of having your meals. You need to make sure that, especially during, like, upon waking up, get something to eat like within 1 hour or maximum of 2 hours after waking, so that you can incorporate these nutrients as much as possible, so that you can give your body the power to do its functions properly. And one of the functions is definitely balancing of these key hormones in our body. So eating enough, I think it's very, very important for you to incorporate it in our daily life. So that is majorly it about hormone balance. It's not as hectic, or also it's not as straightforward as you'd imagine it to be, but it's usually like a journey. So, and another thing that I wanted to mention is that if you have hormonal imbalances, it's good to think about the root causes, such as metabolism. So just don't look at the hormones themselves, but look further, because your body is communicating that there's something off in your body. So that has been it about hormone balance, or about balancing our hormone, especially for us women. And I hope that you have gotten something. And if you have any question or any query, please, I'm the right person to talk to, and I'm going to guide you in your journey of balancing hormones. Bye bye, and subscribe. Bye.